teachers.
Before they announce?
Yeah.
Are they doing this award?
Yeah.
The Toronto Basketball Academy was one of the top seeds heading into last season's NPA Championship tournament. In the second round, they matched up with Canada Top Flight Academy, a team that they had beat by double digits earlier in the season.
We were very confident going into the game. We had a great season, and I remember that game like it's like yesterday.
Halftime, everything was looking good. Even third quarter, the game might have got a little bit closer, but we thought, we were still gonna win.
And we had a lead going into the fourth, and then we just let it slip through our hands.
We did everything right, but we just lost in one area. We didn't make enough free throws. We were atrocious, 6 for 31 from the free throw line.
It was like a shock, everyone was like, we're done.
Everybody around me, all the kids that I was coaching were crying and everything, and I'm just like, how do you deal with this, right? All I had was a hug that day. I didn't have anything else. I try to be strong, but meantime, those hugs were making me feel better.
We viewed it as the last time we were all gonna be together. We had everyone going their different ways. If it's CIS, D1, JUCO, we felt that we let each other down.
Losing all-star point guard Cordell Vera to the NCAA ranks left a big void at the point guard position for TBA. In stepped Marcus Masters, who was familiar with the team's style and their personnel.
I knew TBA was a good program from watching them on the live stream for the NPA last year, and there were some players leaving, so I thought it would fit well. And I have guys around me that can score, such as Patrick, Tarek, Amir.
I've never had a chance to coach, a kid like Marcus. He comes with unparalleled poise. He's got like this swagger about him that he's not backing down from anyone. Fits very well with our underdog mindset, underdog mentality.
Now TBA is back on the road to the national championships, but this time, their returning players will need to rely on their previous experience to help bring them to new heights.
We have some players this year that needs to step up and become leaders and help out the new guys that arrived this year. Once they come in, they already know how the vibe is, the culture, and we just all click together because our goal is definitely to win the NPA championship. Feel what we didn't feel last year.
There's no questions about it, we have to win. If we don't win, it's a failure.
I was thinking about it all off season. All I want this year is just to win the NPA.
Well, Central Tech, it's the historic look, that castle feel. It's a gauntlet. You walk past and you just, whoa, you look up, and the reputation that comes with it, it has that feel, it has that effect. Being in downtown Toronto, it is what it is. You're gonna get everything, right? So all the distractions are gonna happen, all the excitement's gonna be there, any little thing happens in school, it's newsworthy because you're a downtown school, right? So we have to get past all those distractions and focus in and dial in what we're supposed to do inside this gym. Do we play with a chip? We make it so.
We're a grit and grind team. We're underdogs. So we play even though we're up 20, we play like we're down 20.
We try to break the neck of the other teams. Once we have our foot on the gas, we try not to let go. If you're a hard worker, if you have nothing to lose, if you're gonna put it all on the line every night, then you could come play on Central Tech.
I'm praying that they take on my personality. I gotta smile and I laugh and I joke outside of the game, but inside the game, I'm yelling, I'm screaming, and I'm fierce. And that's how we're developing right now.
Stop relying on what we did in the years past or the games past. It's now, yes?
And when we get to be that tenacious group, that loud group, that aggressive group, great things happen.
That style and structure is making Central Tech a destination basketball school for players like Matthew Daves, who joined the Blues for his senior season.
I knew the coaches and I knew how their style of training was, and I thought that I'd fit in here well. It just brings up a certain tone to how I'm doing everything. So every single rep is more important now. Being Filipino, it's a bit different. People look at me a different way when I'm playing. They're not gonna see someone like me, like an Asian person, play the way that I play usually.
How do you play?
I'm in the air a long time, just to say that.
In Season 2 of the National Preparatory Association, Jeffers will look to his returning seniors to lead the team on and off the court, which also prepares them for the next level.
Me being the oldest, like it puts like a lot of like responsibility on my back because coach, he tells me to always watch out for the guys, make sure everyone's good. Because after I leave here, coaches on other schools, like they look at like the kind of person you are off the court before on the court. Like they want to know what you could do in school. They want to know what you could do like in a group of people if you're gonna be communicating. All my friends like back home, they really think I've changed a lot. Like, and they said it's for the better too.
Coach Jeffrey is an amazing guy. He taught me a lot because he's been coaching me since young. Been watching me play growing up, playing basketball at the community center, and like he just been there for me. Changed me a lot because before I wasn't really doing the stuff that I need to do to go to the next level. Since I came here, I started getting the support, the help that I needed to succeed, school-wise and basketball-wise. He prepares me to be a man.
The good will follow the good, the bad will follow the bad. But if people see the good in you, they're gonna make sure and push you to that stream. Central Tech is labeled. It's no chance that I'm here trying to change that label, try to bring forward a better understanding of who it is and what the school is about.
History has been made in Canadian basketball.
One hand down, all over the defense.
One-hand cockback.
Oh! Bringing the fans to their feet, putting a man in the rim. Ain't that awesome? Oh my Lord!
Welcome to the NPA on NPH.
Thank you for joining us today back on the live stream. Jason Tom here alongside Elias Sabate. You are looking at the 2018 NPA National Championship bracket. Hot off the presses. Take a look at the dates and times. We'll be up at Sheridan College in Brampton for the second time ever. We'll be handing out a national championship at the high school age. And I'm showing you this right now because we have seeds 2 through 7 still up in the air with 2 days left, about 36 hours left in the NPA's second season. A lot is on the line, Elias, and we are at Central Tech today where the Toronto Basketball Academy and the Central Tech Blues, I mean, this is going to be a dogfight. The Blues have a chance to jump all the way up to the second seed, while TBA, depending on the results from our other 2 games for the rest of this season, they have an opportunity to finish as high as 5th. Thank you again for joining us. Jason Tom here alongside Elias Sabate. Elias, this is going to be fun today. There's nowhere else I'd rather be than right here, right now.
And you talked about the parity, man. You mentioned the seeds that are still up in the air, and that kind of speaks on, who it's going to be for nationals. We have no idea. I can't call a sure shot winner. I can name a few teams that I think have I've been on an incline, but then you got teams like LBA, who hasn't been super strong all season, but we both know Angelo Provenzano's teams, Game 1 and Game 12, completely different story. By the way, they play tonight against GTA Prep, which is also set to be a good game.
7 p.m. game out in London, so if you're in the London area, you can go check out that game. One thing we do know for sure, our top seed is in place. The Notre Dame Hounds, off the strength of an 8-0 season and an outstanding out-of-NPA season record, including a championship at the Sun Youth Tourney out in Quebec. They are our number 1 seed, but as I mentioned, what happens right here, right now, is going to tell us who the 2 seed is. Is it Central Tech? Is it CTA, the defending champs out of Ottawa? And then whoever doesn't get that 2 seed will be slotted into 3, but GTA Prep has an opportunity to take the 4 seed with a win tonight in London. And what's important about that is those top 4 seeds get a first round bye in our national championship tournament starting 1 week from now.
Make sure you join us, whether in attendance or on the live stream, March 1st to the 4th. Again, March 1st to the 4th, the second national champion will be crowned.
I'm so excited that it's in my hometown of Brampton. we know that there's a huge basketball following, and we know people get out to support up in the wonderful city of Brampton. So we're looking forward to seeing you out there. But again, all those games will be live streamed as well. We have a bunch of outstanding seniors graduating this year, and we had, it looked like the entire Central Blues squad out honored before this game. They had a total of 10 seniors that are moving on. So we know everybody wants to have a chance to finish their high school career with a national championship. And here we go with the tip. Patrick Emili and DeAndre Reed, won by TBA, stolen by Raheem Sullivan.
And Raheem's just got outstanding speed, probably the fastest guard in the league. There's Matthew Daves on the easy two from mid-range.
A healthy Matthew Daves on this Central Tech Blues squad. I don't even really know what it looks like because it just hasn't been a good season for him when it comes to injuries. But I mean, this team was undefeated up until about 2 weeks ago when they were blown out by Crestwood. But it looked like they had a undefeated season ready to go. And what do you know? What happens? The Blues stepping in for a charge in the opening minutes. Jaron Jones, one of those seniors honored before the game.
And Jaron Jones has earned his way into a starting role. Has, you know, we've seen him on jump on different teams. He was on GTA Prep last year. Had quite the role there as well, and his minutes have kind of been escalating as the season has progressed.
Timbo gets subbed off early in this game. You know, that 7-footer from Senegal has been a wild card for this TBA squad, sometimes hurting the team, other times being a great defensive presence. It's Amir Golazadeh. Back out top, Masters, Emilian has his recruitment heating up as Patrick Emilian right now. A couple of 30-point games for him in the NPA season. He's off on that jumper, back the other way. Sullivan, nice look to Dave's kick back out. 3-ball, no good. Once again, we're live from Central Tech, downtown Toronto. Nice little teardrop in the lane from Khalid Ishmael. Masters and Sullivan, two of our top point guards in the NPA this season. Marcus Masters has been on a gradual incline this entire season, getting used to this new squad. But when he does what he does, this TBA squad can be scary. Sullivan, another one of those seniors, battling some injuries this season, but has been healthy the last couple of weeks, and he is the motor of this squad. Exciting to watch. DeAndre Reed is, I don't mean to be insulting by saying this, but he's the Robin to Raheem's Batman. Reed is a special player as well.
And when Central Tech has all 5 guys clicking and all 5 starters producing the way that they at their potential, this team's really tough to stop. They got a nice mix. They don't have a true center, but they do have a nice flow and a nice mix of different players that can get it done from the perimeter and at the rim.
That's why Matthew Daves works so well in this squad, and there he is.
Excellent ball movement on that possession there. Guys cutting away from the ball. There's Javon Masters.
Marcus.
Did I say? Oh, man.
The older brother syndrome.
I was used to calling Javon's games, and hey, that's not a diss.
No,
we're talking
not.
about an all-Canadian, a record setter.
Record setter, absolutely setting the school record for career points as Amir Golazadeh checks in from the corner right there. No good. Both teams trying to feel things out right now. And we're in one of those unique gyms in the city of Toronto. If you've never been down to Central Tech, this court is its own kind of private building, an elevated court. Tight sidelines, tight baselines.
And when this gym is packed at capacity, it's rocking in here. The enclosed walls, everything's just echoing off the walls.
Masters, nice move in the paint. And I think the fans are feeling it too. They know what's on the line here today. I mean, if Central Tech loses this game to TBA, that is going to shake up our seeds.
To be honest with you, Jason, I do not see that happening today. Not on senior day for Central Tech, and not to the reigning coach of the year.
Kevin Jeffers, the reigning coach of the year, also one of our finalists for that award this season. Jeffers, one of the finalists for coach of the year, alongside Adam Huffman of the Notre Dame Hounds, leading his team to an undefeated ranking. Sorry, undefeated season in the #1 ranking. Want to shout out our friends back home in Quebec. The St. Laurent Express just rolled out the welcome mat for our Northeast Division +1 as the BC Christian Prep Eagles made the trip all the way out for that mini session in Quebec. Sorry, Panthers. Hey, you get one, I get one.
Tally has begun. And
hey man, I'm getting to March Madness.
I hear you.
I'm getting into NIT. Boston College.
Into the game for Toronto Basketball Academy is Chad Vincent, wearing number 20 in the navy blue.
Can be an impact player, that kid.
Coming off the bench, man. I didn't expect him to be coming off the bench this season for these guys, but it's because of the position that it's kind of still undecided for the next level. I see him ultimately as a 2-3, a little bit undersized at the 3, but he can really get it done. And he's a kid who's been offered already by Trinidad State as well as Kilgore College, both junior college programs out in the U.S. Both pretty high levels as well, and I think that, you know, with 2 years there to develop, work on his academics, could end up being a low to mid-major NCAA talent.
Yeah, Vincent, one of those players, I mean, sometimes you can go a game, you know, where he doesn't really show up an awful lot, you know, chips in the score sheet. Other times, he can really be a momentum changer for this squad. Speaking of momentum, the Blues looking to get it back on the run. This is what they do. The Central Tech Blues love to get out and run, as does TBA. We're midway through the opening quarter, and it's Central Tech with an early lead. Ooh, Masters has it set back, but foul called on Reed. Masters will shoot 2. Checking in right now, someone who's familiar with the rims here at Central Tech, Calvin Coe.
And Calvin Coe's been known to be able to knock down that triple from deep.
Former Central Tech Blue. Switched over to the north end of Toronto.
The dark side. Wearing the blue, of course.
Yeah, St. Laurent hosted a wonderful tournament out there in St. Laurent, Quebec, just north of Montreal.
And the hospitality of that community at St. Laurent, those guys are a class act, man. Top notch. I've been to their events, I don't know, for the past 4 years or so, whether they're hosting a high school championship, whether it's the St. Laurent Express tournament or whatever, anything else that they're involved with, they just do it at top-notch level.
It was great to see the Express pick up their first 2 wins of the NPA season as well.
Yep, and I think Coach Sleiman has mentioned to me that they're going to nationals. They're showing up to shock somebody. They're not just showing up as one of the bottom seeds and kind of get your game in and we're out of here.
Masters, nice move to the lane, finishing lefty. Cut the lead down to 1. Masters really making an impact here in the first quarter. Sullivan takes it right back at him, but Masters yanks down the one-handed board. We're seeing a little one-on-one matchup right now between these two. Love to see it. Daves gathers down low, tries to contort, out of bounds. Mentioned in Saint Laurent, they will be our 12 seed for nationals. But who they'll be taking on in that first round, still up in the air. Currently sitting in that 5 seed is Crestwood. But that can change depending on the result of this game and the game tonight. And just a reminder too, TBA then has their senior day back home tomorrow as they host SJK. And SJK also with their spot sewn up in nationals. They'll be at number 11. BC Christian, the aforementioned. Nice moving the lane. Going to the line to shoot 2, basket does not count. So BC Christian will be the 10 spot. Followed up Beast out of Hamilton, Ontario, will be number 9. Sorry, Beast will be number 8. RNS picked up a loss.
Oh, that was a close game.
Yeah,
they were super disappointed at the end of that game.
I talked to head coach Damien Gay after that game, and that's what he said. He said, you know, we were locked in 8 versus 9 either way. I said, hey, this time this gives you an opportunity at the upset in the first round as the 9 over the 8, as they'll be taking on Beast. But I also said it's an opportunity for him as a coach to be able to have some pretty hard practices leading up to nationals. Coming off a heartbreaking loss like that, you kind of have your players' ears a little bit more after that. Although Damien Gay is not a coach who struggles to get his players' attention too often.
High sense of accountability on that team, man. He gets them to buy in all the way from the first guy on the floor to the last guy on the bench.
Really one of the model franchises in the NPA. Last year, RNS winless, lost the play-in game for nationals.
Look, if I'm a kid right now, if I'm a Ontario kid, if I'm a Toronto kid that feels like they're a big shot in the city but they're not getting their looks, RNS is an unbelievable situation to be involved in. You got, yes, you're all the way out east and you're secluded and away from everything, but if you are truly a basketball player that's chasing a scholarship, I'm gone. I'm picking up everything and I'm gone. You have school and you have books, and that's all you have there. You're staying on campus, fully focused on the goals at hand. If I'm a kid in that situation and I'm looking for a prep school, RNS has to be one of my top options.
And Shaheem Malcolm has been that man. He was the player who moved out from Toronto and had some, early season transitional challenges to overcome. But now he's a top 5 player, top 5 scorer in the NPA. And then you have Kellen Tynes, still incredibly young. Of course, he didn't have to go quite as far. Another charge, Central Tech laying the body on the line. That's the name of their game. Eugene Cancu, another one of those seniors stepping in. And then, Kellen Tynes didn't have to go as far. I mean, this guy was knocking on the door of averaging a triple-double for the first 8 games of this season.
And both of them have already picked up some interest on the NCAA side. Shaheem Malcolm, Kansas State, a very high level. And I mean, he's got a lot of work to do. I'm not saying that he's there yet, and he's not. I don't think he's worthy of the offer yet.
I think Shaheem would agree with you at this point, right?
But however, there's been a steady incline in the mental development, the physical development, and the skill level of both of those guys. Kellen Tynes, in my opinion, for a kid to be 2020 and that darn good, that well packaged as a PG, that speaks volumes.
Turnover, TBA getting out on the run. Vincent Coe has it blocked. Nice transition D.
That's Naz Roberts. Yeah, he's we've seen him sky high for some dunks, some poster dunks. We've seen him block shots from the help side, and we've seen him use his long reach. Coach Saibzado trying to get a timeout there.
Got a timeout for TBA, 2:28 to go. First quarter, stay with us. We'll be back with Central Tech in downtown Toronto.
History has been made in Canadian basketball.
From the Maritimes to the nation's capital.
I just like the sound.
Brady Cancun, my goodness.
To the 6.
Oh, big block there.
To the prairies.
By Jashawn Henry.
All the way to British Columbia. This is the NPA.
One hand jam! All over the defense. My Lord. Goodness gracious. Campbell with the facial. Oh! E-man. Defense to offense.
Cummins, that is
No
not
way.
the guy.
No way.
Cummins. Plus the foul.
Got the answer. Wow. That's another good one. There it is. Sammy Hunter. And that was it. Oh, my Lord.
And look at this. Danilo Jiricic ending his high school career with a dagger of a spike.
GTA prep wisely feeding the hot hand. Oh, nice step back, cross through. And we got Sidney Kabongo.
He didn't miss a thing. 12-10. Central Tech off the bench right away. Kyle Valentino never shy to hoist. Nice play in transition. Roberts down low. Sean Chambers, senior to senior. Oh, Central Tech coming in for the trap, putting the pressure on. Yep, over and back. This is Central Tech Blues basketball for all the NPA teams watching online and watching back. This is what they got to be scouting. The Blues are so good at almost, lulling teams into a comfort level and then just flicking the switch to turn up the defensive intensity. They've done it a little earlier right now. Adebaboye, no good. All over the offensive glass. Naz Roberts, and immediately in comes the reserve.
And Coach Saibzada is not happy at all with TBA. He's about to sub in Tariq Issa, the Carleton commit. You saw 3 blue jerseys just watch as Central Tech got that rebound.
And the worst part is when 1 or 2 of them then looks at the bench afterwards. That's not the place to look after you give up an offensive rebound. The Blues in the bonus. Valentino heading to the line, a sharp shooter off the bench. He's come in cold, missed a 3. Bricks a free throw. Pure on the second. Once again, the National Championship Tournament, March 1st through 4th. We will have representation from east to west across Canada. On that tip, I want to mention the National Preparatory Association will be accepting applications for expansion for next season. Nice look. The birthday boy, Caleb McKinnon, dropping 2, and the full court press is on. The Blues are swarming. Back the other way. Issa just checked in. Can't get it to go. McKinnon keeps it in. Brings it up himself.
It's your birthday. It's your birthday.
No good. TBA has got numbers if they push it. McKinnon again. He
Good
is
for
coming
him.
jacked up today. Caleb
Good
McKinnon.
for him.
Not just a shooter.
Hey, he had some moments in that first session in Ottawa as well, where he played some big minutes and came in, hit back-to-back triples. McKinnon can get it done. I think any CCAA, high CCAA program looking for a PG should definitely look his way.
Ever since Central Tech turned up that full court press, they've been on a run. McKinnon with the steal up ahead Raheem Sullivan, easy two. The lead's up to 9. That's an 8-0 run in the last couple of minutes. Marcus Masters going to check back in, and maybe too late.
And I just want to point out, Jason, the last 3 possessions for Central Tech have all started with McKinnon.
30 seconds to go here. Sullivan, kick out. Adebaboye, no good. I think that ball was tipped on the way up.
And he's got to be smarter than that on the closeout. Maybe give the defender a pump fake, get him off his feet a little bit, or get him to switch his momentum.
Vincent, no good. Oh, 2 TBA players collide. And a foul comes out of that after the collision. 20-13, 11 seconds left. The Blues will actually be going to the line here as TBA now gets into the bonus. Coach Zaivzada had pulled Masters back and then realized they were in the bonus, so TBA is going to get a clean offensive possession here. They want to make sure that they capitalize their final possession of the first quarter. Missed free throws in the early going here. Final possession, Masters. No problem with the press that time. Golizade, nice move. He's been quiet today. Gets it, sit back by Strangways. Got to shoot it. McKinnon just lost track of time. An 8-point lead for the Blues. They're looking to lock up the 2 seed. Stay with us. We'll be back after a short break.
Keep it going. Keep the intensity high.
Get your feet square, get your feet square.
Take it home, write it down, grab a homie, and work on it. Work on it, master it.
AJ Lawson, go! He gets it to go! Wow! Pick it up, Jalen.
Oh my God!
Top 10, top 10.
Two-way players are the best players. Understand that. Two-way players are the best players.
Here's Sabri Phillip, 2-hand jam!
Let's go, boy!
It doesn't matter from what city you're from, how tall you are, what school, what club you represent. Game speaks. There's no politics here.
We've traveled across the country and back. 6 years running. Canada's basketball talent blossoms right before our eyes. From coast to coast. It's our job to bring it to the light. No gimmicks, just hard work on the hardwood. Who will step up to the plate this summer? Who will make their game undeniable and challenge every man in front of him? Game will speak.
Blues inbounding with an 8-point lead as we start off the second quarter of Seniors Day here at the corner of Bathurst and Harvard in downtown Toronto. Thank you for joining us here on the live stream, our last live stream of the regular season. Sullivan pulls up, had a jacket before the shot clock was up, no good. Masters back the other way. Issa. Big offensive rebound, Golizade. TBA is just not in sync offensively right now. Like literally nobody has been able to find their flow.
And a team that's actually, I look at it as like the exact opposite of what TBA is right now is GTA. They're actually clicking on all cylinders right now, and they are one of the teams that I would consider a contender.
Talking about GTA Prep out of Mississauga, Ontario, led by AJ Lawson, Casey Izagu, but
hey, how about Hafid Moalen?
I have to point out, you know, we talked a lot about the star players of that team, but what head coach David Cooper has done on the development side with that squad.
Absolutely.
Like, I mean, 1 through 7 or 8, that team, like those guys are starters on any basketball team in the province.
And even you look at the young bucks on their squad, when they check in, they're ready to play. Like, they don't look out of place. They look young, but they don't look out of place from a basketball standpoint.
One of my favorite players on that squad, Tristan Lindo. Sometimes is, second guy off that bench. But that is a team.
Oh, don't forget, you got Joshua Houghton, who's returning from injury as well. This team's going to be loaded for nationals.
Absolutely. When we take a look at the matchups and the way it's shaken out, the NPA National Championship Tournament is going to be some incredibly high-level ball, do-or-die scenario. And I mean, that Friday, Saturday, Sunday, which is when we will see the first round buys take the court for the first time. Those 3 days, the games on those, I don't see anything being outside of a 5-point differential. Those are going to be some exciting games. If you can make it out to Sheridan College and Brampton, please do. Both teams getting a little bit sloppy right now. I'm looking down at Kevin Jeffers, and he's kind of confused on what he's looking at. Not a lot of flow on either side right now. And just as I say that, Jeffers brings in 3 fresh bodies in Matthew Daves, Jaron Jones, and Khalid Ishmael.
I think Khalid Ishmael is the Mo Allen of this team. He's picked it up in areas where guys were injured, and he came in, had a 30-point game. Patrick Emilian, 2018 prospect, graduating this year, making buckets. Patrick's coming off of a visit this past weekend at Siena, which he thoroughly enjoyed. He's got offers from, Jason.
No problem.
Siena, Canisius, and Kent State have all offered him.
Such a well-spoken young man, too, Patrick Emilian.
Oh, he's a character kid, man. Any program at that level, at that mid-minus level, would be happy to have him.
Vincent going baseline. TBA now starting to find their flow. Their offense starting to, as Sam Mitchell would say, hit some shots.
Some shots.
Need to make them. And it's amazing what happens once that happens. Defense immediately picks up off that, but no good in transition. Sullivan has not been able to get it to go from range yet today. That's Matthew Daves.
Got to finish with the left hand, man.
Daves can be an impact player, but other times struggles to be that guy. But one player who we have never seen struggle, Raheem Sullivan, is that guy. Ooh, but he just got busted by Chad Vincent.
Wow.
Chad Vincent, nice move, leaving Sullivan in the dust for 2.
Chad's got a good switch of direction. That's exactly what he had on that particular defender there, and then absorbed contact at the rim as well. He's got a strong body, great physique.
Just caught Sullivan on his left heel, it looked like.
And Raheem Sullivan, a JUCO prospect, being recruited right now by Eastern Florida.
Sullivan battled a couple of nagging injuries this season. Was kept out of the lineup for precautionary reasons. But what was special about the Blues is that they had multiple players step up in his absence. Actually took out the defending champs without Raheem Sullivan in the lineup at our New Year's Challenge. Sullivan, drive and kick, corner 3. That is what the Blues want to see. Khalid Ishmael from the downtown district pushing the lead back up to 7. This has been a back and forth first half here. Masters running off the Timbo screen. Ran a little too early there. Screen was not quite set. Emilian gets bailed out with the foul call with 2 on the shot clock. He'll go to the line to shoot 2.
And he's got to look for the drop-off on that play. You had Chad Vincent coming down the baseline.
Timeout for the Blues. Midway point of the second quarter. We'll be back to the NPA on NorthPoleHoops.com.
We've traveled across the country and back. 6 years running. Canada's basketball talent blossoms right before our eyes. From coast to coast. It's our job to bring it to the light. No gimmicks, just hard work on the hardwood. Who will step up to the plate this summer? Who will make their game undeniable and challenge every man in front of him? Game will speak.
NPH events. There's an opportunity to get involved at the ground level. NPH hosts elite level high school tournaments to national club team championships throughout the course of the season. Now is your chance to get involved with the fastest growing sport.
Back live, Emilian at the line. Shooting the first at 2. Taragis is going to check in for Emilian. No drop off there. As long as Issa can bring the game, we know that he can. 4:47 to go. Ooh, TBA showing quick. Sullivan running into trouble, gets out of it, gets it back. TBA stepping up their D. Offensive rebound again. Those long boards are not going the way of TBA. Sullivan, nice look.
That's a good
Daves.
feed.
Nice extra pass. Wow, these chippies that the Blues are missing could come back to haunt them.
Great defense by Raheem Sullivan, getting his hands in there. He led the defender where he wanted him to go. Oh, sorry, he led the ball handler where he wanted him to go.
I'd really like to see Matthew Daves be more authoritative. He's getting the ball an awful lot down low.
I just want to see him go up and crush it on guys. He has that potential. He's just crazy explosive.
I've heard the rumors, just have not been able to see the product. Again, he's battled some nagging injuries this season, and the Blues have wanted to make sure he was healthy for the stretch run.
And Central Tech does a really good job of playing against zones because they got multiple pieces that can attack the gaps. However, when they settle in the half-court set for shots, for outside shots especially, it doesn't really work in their favor. Their offense comes off of their transition game and their penetration game.
And here's TBA working off of those missed long-range bombs, and they are down just 2. And here we go again, TBA starting to get it together. Issa picked up his dribble. Nice two-man game with Timbo. So you see glimpses of what TBA will be able to bring in this national championship tournament. We got 2 bigs like that. If they can work a two-man game, that really can't be equaled too many other places in this league. Another missed shot, another long rebound. TBA once again in transition. Foul called.
I think one team that matches these guys in size and potentially even has more size is BC Christian Prep, and they're out of British Columbia.
Yep. And you saw them in Quebec.
I did.
Much different squad.
Completely. The addition of Amir Krupic, I think, does wonders for those guys. The pick and roll game with Sammy Hunter, and just having a primary ball handler to protect and bring up the ball and get more possessions out of the game. In their first session, they had a lot of turnovers and weren't able to really get things going. But with Amir Krupic in the mix, you see everybody else's confidence go up because now they're not forced to be in a position that they're not comfortable in, such as bringing up the ball.
And TBA now finds themselves up 2 with 2:52 to go. Just on that point, got to shut out Sammy Hunter, pouring in the first 40-point game of the NPA season, standing alone atop the individual scoring performances this year with a 41-point game in St. Laurent.
He was balling. He was balling down there. He was just in. He was Sammy at his finest, and he was at Sammy potential.
Well, I'm glad that they figured out that point guard situation because, you know, they were struggling trying to find somebody to run the point. And I mean, as everybody knows, if you're a good big man, you're only as good as the guy getting you the ball in your spots. And we saw Sammy getting the ball at the 3-point line, having to make it work. That's not what you want to see from Sammy. It's good that he has that style, but that should not be his primary offense. Masters to Issa, backing down Sullivan, Mouse in the house, cash it. TBA and Central Tech trading the lead back and forth, back the other way. Raheem Sullivan is effortless. Says, sure, you may be able to beat me on a mismatch on one end, but I'm going to get that 2 right back. Gozade, hands off. Boy. Demba Timbo. Go to line to shoot 2. Kind of worried for the Blues because Kevin Jeffers has been very quiet down those sidelines there. We may need to get our cameras on the outside of the locker room door at halftime. Have a little listen in there. Timbo misses them both, but the Toronto Basketball Academy get it back, and it's sent back by Naz Roberts, who brings down the board. Sullivan push it back the other way, takes it at the big man. Almost a turnover. Look at Timbo getting on the floor, but out of bounds. But Coach Adil Sahibzada is jacked for his 7-footer from Senegal. Hey man, you're 7 foot long and you get on the floor like that, you're gonna make good things happen.
And these guys, TBA really wants this game. They're standing at 5-5, and every game means everything for these guys.
They gutted out a win over Crestwood last week, which was absolutely huge for their seeding potential. And that's a team we haven't talked about yet on this broadcast. The Crestwood Lions, the Ro Russell-led squad, can be absolutely dangerous out of that 5-6 spot at Nationals with Jacoby Neath, who's battled a knee injury most of the season but has still been able to put up huge numbers. And of course, Franco Miller, the bucket getter from the Bahamas.
You got Miller, Neath, Pacheco. You got Scruggs as well. 2019 at 6'7", big-time rebounder and shot blocker. They got a lot of pieces. They got the young guns, Jaden Langley-Thomas and Elijah Fisher coming off the bench.
40 seconds to go here in the first half. Emilian runs out of room. Not a good place to be. Bailed out by Masters, no.
And with the exception of Masters, there aren't a lot of pieces here that can keep their dribble alive for TBA. That's actually what's trapped them and got them into pressure situations, forcing them to either cough it up or make a tough pass.
Demba Timbo has had some tough games as he's getting used to this North American game. But in the last couple of minutes here today, Demba Timbo has been a difference maker. Cleaning up the garbage on the offensive end, gave the Toronto Basketball Academy a 2-point lead. They're holding on to that 2-point lead with 7.9 to go on the clock. Oh, in and out Raheem Sullivan. Emilian can't get it off. 37-35 TBA, a 2-point lead heading into the break. The second half action after a short break. Stay with us. The NPA, things are heating up. The road to nationals is coming near an end. Everybody on their feet as Canada, Top Flight Academy, are the first high school aged national champions in the history of Canadian basketball.
We know that it's only going to get harder, especially, everybody's going to be getting better teams, and that it just puts a target on our back. So we know we're going to have to push harder, and every game is going to be a tough game.
This year, we're trying to win it for sure. I feel like we're one of the best in the league.
We're telling our guys, listen, man, you got to be ready to play, compete, because these guys want it.
It's either kill or be killed, on the court, you have to be competitive. You have to have a dog in you, or if not, you're not going to succeed or you're not going to do well in the sport.
Do we play with a chip? We make it so. It's who we are.
If you're going to put it all on the line every night, then you can come play on Central Tech.
Something about TBA is everyone is together, this family-like vibe. There's no questions about it. We have to win. If we don't win, it's a failure. I see it.
Well, Kitchener, we're not really known as a basketball city. Having that underdog mentality is just giving us extra motivation.
Hamilton's really, everyone's trying to prove themselves. Everyone's trying to show that they're better than other people.
Going to nationals and show people that we're not finishing last, we're coming for the championship.
We have Core, I think he's the best big in the league. And then we have the best shooter in the league, Okai. And then we have Josh, I think he's the best low post player in the league. I think when we hit our stride, no one's going to be able to stop us.
Basketball is so global now. Everyone plays, everyone has a passion for it, everyone sees it. And these kids come from all around the world, including British Columbia. 25 years ago, I never would have believed it, but what a difference today.
The East Coast gets overlooked a lot, so I'm looking forward to putting Nova Scotia on the map.
No, Maritimes, we're gritty. The ball on the floor, we're gonna be the first on the ground to get it for sure.
People ask me about Montreal, what's special about Montreal? And I say, it's the way that people integrate all together. So this team represents a little bit of that.
People always are kind of talking down, to the Prairies, but we have the ballers out there.
Back in Saskatchewan, we work hard, we play for each other, and then when we come here, for venues like this, we go to war.
Looking to beat the buzzer. Stick back jab, Jacoby Neath.
Hey! Let's go, man. Good pick, boy.
Transition, Shaheem Malcolm. Oh, someone check that ball for a bruise. With the steal. Blowing past everybody, AJ Lawson.
Let's go, bro.
In transition, throwing it down. Off the backboard, Jashawn Henry. Shaheem Malcolm letting everybody know the Riverhawks have taken flight. Right down the lane with the slam. Oh, Sammy Hunter. There's Daves.
That's a dive. That's a dive.
Showtime. from the Filipino wrecking machine. And if you want to put together a Matthew Daves highlight reel, oh, look out, your boy, Elijah Fisher. Two-handed slam.
Two out of Calgary.
Ooh, no-look pass. Big-time finish. Cole Newkirk. Oh, so if you turn it over like that, it doesn't matter. Number 21, Nas Robert.
You were definitely put things into perspective for him.
You want to talk about perspective.
My assist, give me that assist. Oh, come on. Bang out. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I won.
Joshawn Henry is a man. Raheem Sullivan has the ball in his hand. 2 on the clock, gets in the lane. Floater game! Floater game! Floater game! Raheem Sullivan wins the floater game in this game!
Rep by rep, you push yourself. Effort is only half the battle. Doubt sets in. Why do you do it? Is it worth it? The lights turn on. All your questions are answered.
Everyone has their story. What's yours? Were you born with the ball in your hands? Or were you a late bloomer? Are you a dead-eye shooter? Or a high flyer?
Throws up an alley-oop! All elbow! Williams!
Are you a leader? Or an elite role player? North Pole Hoops wants to know. What's your story?
He's mic'd up. You don't say anything.
No, don't do the Steven one. Don't do the Steven one. Don't do that. Don't do that. I actually talk.
You don't talk.
Yes, I do.
You're gonna fake talk.
Yesterday I was talking the whole game. My name's Raheem Sullivan. I'm mic'd up for North Pole Hoops. Check it, man. Oh, get him! Get him! Hey! Hey!
Watch it, bro.
Is that a compression sleeve?
Pardon me?
Can I lift the short? So it's a legging, right?
Yeah.
It has to be above the knee. Above, it's supposed to be inside the shorts too. Above the knee. Not above the knee, they come off. They're tight. Above the knee.
You can't play like this. Shout out MPH, cameraman right there, you see me? Hey, get this jelly, get this jelly, get this jelly! Jelly! Do your dance, do your dance, do your dance. Hey, you ugly. Do your daddy, son, yeah. Go, boy. That's a dime. That's a dime. That's a dime. Oh, get in there, boy. Get in there, boy. Michigan, Michigan, Michigan. Woo.
Hey, rebound.
Oh, that's out. That's out. All right, good call, ref. Dime. Dime. Let's go, boy. Hey, man, get the ball, get the rebound and run. No, I'm coming in, I'm going in. That's a hit, boy. LA.
Easing up on this end. What he's doing? Better, yeah?
You have 30? Hey! Matt was there though, Matt was there. No way, Matt, I got you. Oh yeah, that's a dime. Oh yeah, boy! Give me that. Hey man, shout out Saga, East and West. There you know. These are red bottoms, these are blood shoes.
Go beat him up on 3.
1, 2, 3, beat him up. Shot. Oh my God, I won, man. Oh, give me that. Hey! Good work. You should have. You can't be saying that. Gotta keep it rated R. Rated for everyone.
Speak English, bro. Speak English, bro. Well, couldn't ask for anything more of the third last game of the second season of the National Preparatory Association. A 2-point game between inner city rivals, the Toronto Basketball Academy and Central Tech. Raheem Sullivan has tied this game at 37. I'm going out on a limb right here and saying Raheem Sullivan, one way or another, is going to have an impact in the second half of this game.
Already has on the first 12 points to get things going. Most of his buckets have come with ease. He just gets wherever he wants on the floor, slicing and dicing.
Golazade, who has been silent today. Issa. Nope. Daves to Sullivan. Ooh, nice look. Big time block. Amir Golazade, I said he's been silent offensively. Making some noise on D to start this second half. 18 on the shot clock. Inbounding is Jaron Jones. Corner 3. That's the inbound play right there. Jones gets it right back. What do they always say? Watch the inbounder. This is the matchup here. It's going to be big in the second half. Masters and Sullivan running off the 7-foot screen of Demba Timbo. Jumper's no good. Central Tech sprinting out. Corner 3 passed up. And there it is again. No call. Going back the other way. I think there was a shuffle of the feet that went uncalled. So they let the contact go. Masters flirting with that. Oh, nice move to the lane. No call. Came up limping too. These tight baselines here at Central Tech always coming into play. Masters seems fine when he has the ball in his hand. Nice save. Jones saves it between his legs. Sullivan back the other way, forcing the foul. I think there was a game plan set out by Kevin Jeffers. I think he saw Demba Timbo have an impact there, those 3 minutes in the second half, and said, get at the big man, get him in foul trouble.
I feel a technical foul coming on here. I don't think the refs are gonna tolerate too much of this from the bench on my left here.
Coach Zaibzada always working the officials.
Overtime.
Works the officials the way he works that late game clock. If you haven't had the pleasure, I'm sure you'll see it today. Blues back in the lead. We see it so often from this squad, a tight first half, and Central Tech coming out of that halftime always seem to have an answer. And that full court press resulting in a turnover from TBA. The momentum has shifted in just a minute 57 here, the third quarter. Jason Tom here alongside Elias Sabate. Our last live stream of the regular season as the road to nationals at Sheridan College in Brampton nears its end.
10 days away. 10 days away from the start of the second national championship. Is it 9 now? As of tomorrow, it's 9, isn't it?
It's next Thursday is when we tip off in the opening round, March 1st. It's that February, it's that 28 days.
That's right, 28.
And here's DeAndre Reed.
February.
Saying TBA's running out of days. The big time SWAT. But yeah, it's that 28, always throwing off the numbers. But next Thursday, we will be at Sheridan College in Brampton. Our first game's at 11:30 a.m. $30 for the 4-day pass. Just being there for the semifinals and finals on Saturday and Sunday is going to be worth the price of admission, as he'll be a part of history. Reed getting into the lane, gets the ball back. Good D. TBA on the run. Marcus Masters keeps it himself. Wow. Could not have asked for anything better to come out of that. Well, you were almost right. No T, instead it got a warning. And now Coach Saeed Zada has a seat. It's like he paces and stands and talks till he gets the warning, and then he has a seat for the first time in the game. Jones up top on the wing. Sullivan, ooh, that jab step series from Raheem Sullivan is so dangerous, but he can't finish. That is a long two from Amir Golazadeh. Sorry,
from
Patrick Emilian. My bad.
Amir's been quiet in this one, actually.
Yeah, I just get those 3-6-9 guys. I seem to mix them up. No excuse now in our second season with these kids. Matt Daves picks up the foul. This is going to be a tight game throughout the second half. We thank you for joining us live from Central Tech in downtown Toronto. The Blues playing their senior day, looking to finish their season at 11-1. If they win this game, they will sew up the second seed thanks to the tiebreaker that they have over top of the defending national champion Canada Top Flight Academy.
Here's Patrick, the 2018 prospect, end of the shot clock.
Days pulls down the board, good box out. Sullivan to Reed.
Great feed, man, great feed.
If there is such thing as a vintage Raheem Sullivan dime, that's it. Exploding into the lane, no look, touch pass to the baseline to his boy, Dre.
There's a lot of guys that do the no look, but it's not so no. Oh, here we go.
There's Matt Daves, collects it in time to crush it home. The Blues back in the lead. Ooh, Daves gets beat, but he knew he had Reed there to back him up, but nice finish. Patrick McCoy. Wing three, no good, but foul called. Going to the line to shoot three. TBA is trying to get momentum on their side and keep it, but that is not the way to do it. Chad Vincent checks out. Vincent with limited minutes in that first half. Very solid for TBA. Isaiah Adebaboye splits the first 2 of 3. Two or three makes it a 6-point lead for the Central Tech Blues. There's that press, broken by TBA. Quick trigger, no good. Emelian so active on the glass. TBA will get it back. Coach Adil Saeedzada so quick with his subs. Constantly fresh bodies getting on the floor. Golzade.
That's it again. We talked about it in the first half, picking up the dribble. Golzade picked up his dribble with his back to the defender there. You're putting yourself, you're asking for it, you're putting yourself in trouble.
Seen it a lot this evening here. Sullivan, so crafty, punched out by Daves.
It's that first step, man. With Sullivan, he beats you off the first step, and then defense is forced to help or try to recover, and by that time, he's dished it off.
Jumper no good. TBA comes down with it, stuck 6. Masters. He's a little out of control.
Yeah, there was no offensive control in that play. Good call by the official.
Central Tech bringing in some bodies. Crestwood is the natural rivals for both of these teams, and very interesting there where Central Tech got blown out without DeAndre Reed and Raheem Sullivan, lost by a 30-plus piece to Crestwood, and then TBA beat Crestwood about 10 days ago, which was huge for their seeding potential. And Crestwood is a team that has really come into their own. Steal by Adeboboye, and 2. Wheels starting to come off for TBA. We got a timeout. A 10-point lead for the Blues. And this is what they do. Stay with us. We'll be back to Central Tech at Bathurst and Harbor.
Spin cycle! Get him, Craig!
That was in your back. Yo, Craig, it's the microphone.
The mic, bro.
This guy's a robot. This guy's a robot.
Hey, man, that's a nice dub in the books. You really do this, man. Am I off or am I still on? Oh, am I still?
Yet again, a 10-point advantage restored for Team Blue. Oh! It's Judy Charges throwing it down!
Welcome to the NPH live broadcasting experience. Allow our team of video technicians to capture your event in high definition. Streaming directly on all NPH media platforms. Up-to-the-minute live game coverage featuring professional commentators and analysts.
Tip in! We're back live. Jason Tom alongside Elliot Sabate. 10-point lead for the Blues. 3:40 to go here in the third quarter. Golzade, head and shoulder fake. Kick back out. 3 in the key, Demba Timbo.
Could have counted to 7 or 8 on that one.
I think that was a call that Kevin Jeffers was waiting for. Raheem Sullivan going to be met by Tariq Issa, the Swiss Army knife defender. Little zone thrown out by TBA. The effortless elevation of Matthew Daves back the other way. Ooh. Naz Roberts, Eugene Kanku had thoughts of a poster. Had to change in midair, try to finish contorting off glass, no good. Go line to shoot two.
Core strength comes in, man. A lot of these guys really well conditioned. Guys like Raheem, Matthew Daves, Kanku, all can absorb that contact in the air and still find a way to either finish or almost finish, but either way, he's at the line for two here.
Kanku, he was ready to cock that back. Naz Roberts and Eugene Kanku, like how much of a blessing is that for Kevin Jeffers to have two guys built like that with the athleticism that they have, kind of interchangeable parts. Guys you can kind of trust out there in crunch time. Golzade into the corner. Chad Vincent having himself a game.
Doing it in limited minutes too. Yep. He was a high scorer.
Oh, Raheem Sullivan. Raheem Sullivan. I don't think his background is British, but that kid's got English. There we go again. Sullivan coming down with it.
Just as I tweet about him, high major JUCO prospect.
Big time three plus the foul. The Blues are swarming. Eugene Kanku, 3, an opportunity at 4. This team, fueled by momentum. The Blues know how to get the momentum on their side, and their fans are feeling it. The lead is up to 15. Thanks to an impressive third quarter. How many times have we said that about the Blues? Coming out of the halftime locker room, Kevin Jeffers with some adjustments, maybe a few choice words.
It's like they came out of after halftime in Space Jam, you know, when you get the secret stuff.
But it's every game for this squad, it seems like. That second half to first half switch has been turned on. TBA just kind of looking to weather the storm. And, you know, having said all that, Toronto Basketball Academy, you know, really no lead is safe. I mentioned that win over Crestwood that they had up at John Poliani last week. They trailed by 20-plus points twice in that game and came back against Crestwood. I talked to head coach Ro Russell after that game, and he was quite disappointed with his squad. But also, good things to say about TBA with the fact that, you know, this team is never out of the game and they never give up. Ooh, that would have been big. Timbo tips it to Masters. Foul. Throws out a little forearm shiver there. Masters has really struggled in these second and third quarter here. He's not had his shot today. Has not had the whistle go his way. Now would be the time for him to get it going. But he also has, and I've seen that a couple of times today, that either Masters isn't waiting till Timbo is set, or Timbo's, you know, he's sticking out the leg. There's just been a couple of times either he's got the call against him or came close.
And he just untucked his jersey. He's super frustrated. That was the first time he's done that all game, but he's been subbed out after, you know, many of some mental mistakes.
Wow, no call. Kanku, strong move on the baseline.
And Central Tech starting to run away with this one.
Didn't take long. This third quarter has been night and day. Travel call. 1:33 to go. And we got the tee.
We knew that was coming.
Elias called about 15 minutes ago.
Yeah, we knew that was coming. That was definitely a travel. He shuffled his feet before making that move.
Once again, Central Tech with the number 2 seed on the line. A win in this game will guarantee Central Tech the number 2 seed in the national championship tournament, as they hold the tiebreaker thanks to a huge win against Canada Top Flight Academy. Now, that was an undermanned Canada Top Flight Academy squad. The Blues themselves were without Raheem Sullivan in that game as well, but that was a huge game because both those teams will finish with an 11-1 record if Central Tech wins this game. Our tie-break is head-to-head matchups, and then our total points for, total against. Subtracting those two is our third tie-break. We're hoping we don't get to the coin toss tie-break. Our commissioner of this league would not appreciate that. Corner 3, the Blues have used the 9 minutes of this third quarter to put the entire NPA on notice that if you got this team at the national championships, you better be bringing your game and bringing your hustle game.
You better have a deep squad.
In a one and done tournament, I really don't know if there's any team you would rather not play than Central Tech.
Yeah, no, these guys gotta be, they definitely gotta be that squad. Think about how many pieces have come onto the floor and contributed just in this game alone.
Oh, big swat, Emilian. And then it's Issa. Valentino after it. Gets up for the shot. Central Tech, you know, and every one of these players is high basketball IQ. Like that right there, go up for the shot, foul's called on the guy who's laying on the ground.
And with Central Tech, when Coach Jeffers plugs in 2-3 different guys all at once, he does not have to worry that he's sacrificing in terms of, okay, our scoring is going to go down during this time.
We're going to keep it here. Want to again mention that we have a game tonight, 7 p.m. in London. About an hour and a half from tip-off right now, the London Basketball Academy will be hosting GTA Prep with A.J. Lawson coming off a weekend in L.A., but he wasn't maxing and relaxing. He was putting in work at Basketball Without Borders.
All-star recognition for A.J. Lawson, the #1 player in the 2019 Canadian class.
You can check out the feature online now on North Pole Hoops YouTube channel. You can get yourself familiar with GTA Prep. And that squad rolls deep. Very interesting to see where they end up. The development of former professional head coach and player David Cooper has his fingerprints all over that squad. And that game will be big. LBA, always dangerous. They were the Cinderella team last year at Nationals. Once again, they're going to be one of the, they'll be outside of the top 4. They won't have a first round bye. I mean, that's another squad. Talking to SJK's head coach, Ahmed Al-Olsta, who lost to LBA a couple weeks back, just said that is going to be a dangerous squad at Nationals. They just got all the pieces you want in a great basketball squad. They have a legit low post player in Josh Nkumsa who can also step out. They have this project center in Kur Jokuch, who's come out of nowhere and put his name into the hat for Defensive Player of the Year honors here in the NPA. Big time move. Patrick Emilian shaking bodies off like flies. Basket in the bump.
And Emilian will get ready to make a college decision shortly after Nationals, maybe even prior to.
Back to LBA to finish that off. One of the best shooters in the league, Okai Jamguz. And then he got Denzel Cummins, the point guard running the squad. And not to mention, one of the best tactical coaches I've ever had a pleasure of watching, Angelo Provenzano, who's going to be upset that I probably even brought up his name. 6 on the clock. Corner 3, no good. TBA, get it back right here. Keiko, big time shot. Eugene Keiko capping off an unbelievable third quarter for the Central Tech Blues. They're dancing in downtown Toronto. 16-point lead through three. Stay with us. The NCAA, the Nationals, the excitement starts tonight.
Everyone has their story. What's yours? Were you born with the ball in your hands? Or were you a late bloomer? Are you a dead-eye shooter? Or a high flyer?
Goes up and alley-oop! All elbow! Williams!
Are you a leader? Or an elite role player? North Pole Hoops wants to know, what's your story?
Eugene Kanku just capped off a 13-point third quarter for Cancun. A reminder that TBA was up 37-35 at halftime and are now down 71-52. Some quick math. There's Kanku again. So quick math gives me a 36-15 third quarter for the Central Tech Blues. The Blues put up 36 points in 10 minutes.
Wow. That is powerful considering that Raheem Sullivan's been on the bench for most of the third.
That was Sullivan who you saw dancing at the end of that third quarter. After
Matthew Daves has been on the bench. They're starters. Their whole starting lineup has been on the bench. And they've been,
the Blues do.
And they didn't fall off offensively. They actually gained the lead.
A 36-15 third quarter. Eugene Kanku, I'm sorry, had 15 in that third quarter. Not 13, including that three-point buzzer beater. Think the Blues are ready for Nationals?
Man, this team is looking real scary. And one other team that I will say can match them, maybe not with depth, but can match them with a starting five, Notre Dame, the #1 seed from Saskatchewan. I've been talking about them all season. It's no secret.
Talked about them today. We talked about everybody else.
That is a team that has potential to end up in the national championship game at least. Now, I've called them as a favorite to win it. It's no secret. I feel very strongly about the impact that Jashawn Henry and Fofo can have coming into nationals. Then there's a supporting cast.
Absolutely.
That's been contributing greatly.
Avery Hutchinson at the point.
Avery, the coach has got to start really taking him seriously, especially at the Canadian University level. He's a piece that can come in. I know programs like the University of British Columbia, Okanagan, a lot of the other bottom seeds out west, they got to look at a guy like this, watch his film, and watch how he impacts games.
Having Avery Hutchinson doing what he's doing at the point guard position as Patrick Emilian is putting in work here in the second half. But Avery Hutchinson, what he's been able to do at the point guard position for the Hounds has allowed Ade Falar and Ade again to move from that primary point guard position to play the two guard, which has made him even more dangerous. And then you have Jashawn Henry, a finalist for our most outstanding player of the year award in the NPA. Gonna be in tough. There's DeAndre Reed, nice finish. Jashawn Henry and AJ Lawson are gonna be in tough with a tech picked up by Emilian. Coach Zaivzada gets him off the floor right away. Our finalists for that award, AJ Lawson, Jashawn Henry, Raheem Sullivan. in the mix. But Deshaun Henry finishing atop the NPA at over 28 points per game. Was dominant the Sun Youth tourney.
And the interest for him at the NCAA level has continued to gain. He's got interest from New Mexico. St. Bonaventure has already offered. They're ready to take him if he's ready to commit.
Well, a preview on Friday is when the Notre Dame Hounds program feature will be dropping on the North Pole Hoops YouTube channel. And that will give you some insight onto this mysterious team from Wilcox, Saskatchewan. What they do, what they're about, and most importantly, what fuels them. And right now, it's the Central Tech Blues being fueled by their transition game. But yeah, the Notre Dame Hounds, you know, we talk about their two all-stars, and Ade Falar and Ade again, also known as Fofo, Deshaun Henry. And what a special relationship they have with their head coach, Adam Huffman. That's a goaltend. And that the relationship that those three have, which will be seen on this feature, and it's not one to miss, really permeates that entire roster. And Adam Huffman, what an impressive coach, the way he connects with his players. And I mean, that squad's going to come into the national championship with a giant bullseye on them as the #1 seed, and also a giant question mark following them, because no one's going to know who this squad is when they roll into that team. I mean, sorry, that gym. Other teams are going to know them from last season and, you know, the Ottawa session. But I mean, our spectators, our fans, and a lot of people tuning in are not going to know. They're going to Notre Dame Hounds. Where are they from? Wilcox, Saskatchewan. Where's Wilcox?
Yeah,
that's the first question.
And then you look down their roster.
Yeah.
And everybody's originally from Saskatchewan, with the exception of, I think, Shoal, Ayak, and maybe one other.
Yep.
Nobody expects a team from Saskatchewan to roll into nationals and have any impact, let alone be the #1 seed walking in. That's the direction that Canada basketball is headed in, or Canadian basketball is headed in. You could say Canada basketball is headed in that direction too as a program.
Absolutely. Our senior men's national team will be getting back onto the court on Thursday as they continue their FIBA competition windows. Really like the makeup of that squad. Really sick of hearing everybody crying about not having our best players there due to the new FIBA windows. Every team is facing the same thing. If there's any time for Canada basketball to be forced to use all their players, now's the time, because we got skill in every level across the world. We got big time shot again. Patrick Emilian, if he wouldn't have picked up that technical, he would have been all of the offense for this squad in this fourth quarter. And then there's Central Tech with the turnover. Don't look now. We've been chatting away, which we love to do, about basketball. The lead's down to 12, because as I warned you before, TBA never goes away. Yeah, shut out Melvin Edgem on the roster. Nice to see him back in the fold. There's a lot of the G League guys being kept close to their squads with a chance to be called up to the NBA, but Aaron Best sees his number get called. Six on the shot clock. It is a dizzying display to see Coach Saibzada cycle through his reserves. Wow. Really been an up and down fourth quarter for Patrick Emilian. Has been so positive offensively, but picked up a tech earlier and then pushes off on the inbounds right there. Central Tech whipping that ball around the perimeter. off DeAndre Reed. For as dominant of a third quarter that Central Tech enjoyed there, TBA has the rock, and a three-pointer will bring them back to within single digits. This game is still very much hanging in the balance. Masters. Golazade, that is in his range. Patrick Emilian has took it upon himself in this fourth quarter to put it all on display. Skying for the tip-in. Reed, no good. That's not the shot you want to see so early in the shot clock. Up 10 with the momentum ready to shift. TBA just needs one more big basket, and Marcus Masters tries to get it. Block is called. Timeout on the floor. TBA wants to talk it over. They have an opportunity to get this back to single digits. Stay with us, the NPA on NorthPoleHoops.com. We'll be right back.
NPH Scouting Service. The NPH Scouting Service is another platform for exposure with a network of over 300 coaches and scouts from some of the most recognizable brands and programs. Our scouts are constantly evaluating talent to ensure accuracy and credibility.
He'll go by you. Nice pass to Matthew Davies. There's Daves. A little showtime from the Filipino wrecking machine. Matthew Daves. Oh, there's a nice move. This is what I've been waiting to see. Masters hits the first of two, leads down to 9. 4:17 left. Thank you for joining us here on our final live stream of the regular season. This plus 2 more games and all of our seeds will be set for the National Championship Tournament starting next Thursday at Sheridan College in Brampton. The Blues looking to hold on for this win to secure the 2nd seed and a first-round bye. Sullivan, nice look to DeAndre Reed. Raheem Sullivan, so smooth on the drive and dishes. Very good defense, but better offense. Patrick Emilian, stick back jam.
Patrick Emilian is really carrying these guys, man. They don't stand a chance. They're not in this game without him.
And he's shining through despite, I mean, the majority of these are broken plays, and he's really shining through. Reed getting after it on the glass. TBA is just getting killed on the boards at key opportunities. Emilian should be the only guy taking shots right now. No good. Sullivan up top. Ooh. Got a little too hype. Raheem Sullivan just racking up the dimes, one of the top assist men in the NPA. This guy is getting short on cash, dropping so much loose change around the league this season.
Averaging 6.7 assists a game.
Dropping dimes. There's Chad Vincent, who's went silent since the first half.
Now, I feel like Chad's got to be a starter on this squad.
Well, I mean, I'd love to know where we are with Emilian's got to be sneaking up. If not, he's already there now for another 30-point game in this game.
I mean, he's had 10 in the last 2 minutes.
Yep.
Great defense, staying vertical on that.
And really, Emilian, in the last 2 months, offensively, has been putting up huge numbers. Reed is so good at that, jumping straight up vertically and just allowing his arms to do the work. Raheem Sullivan is that guy. Raheem Sullivan is going to be special on the JUCO circuit when he gets there. With that, the jab step, the first dribble series that he has, and the ability to finish through contact, is a lot stronger than he looks.
He got away with that one, man, but I really liked the defense that was played there by Emilian. I thought he was pretty vertical. Same thing, I thought it was a mirrored play of what we saw on the previous possession. Raheem lucky to get to the line on that one, and they might say ball don't lie.
Golazade into the paint.
Golazade keeps picking up his dribble.
Yeah. Sullivan with the steal again. Smart move. The Tony Parker / Steve Nash slow up dribble inviting the contact. Those 2 point guards mastered that skill. 10-point lead, timeout on the floor. Stay with us. We'll be back.
I'm Jacoby Neese, and I'm mic'd up for North Pole Hoops. Okay, Trey. Okay, Trey. Okay, Trey. Yeah! Let's go, man. Let's kill, man. Hey, prove a point right now. Number 1 in NPA right now. Big game. Let's go, man. Step on the ground.
Number 1 on 3. Number 1 on 3. 1, 2, 3. Number 1. Good.
Juice. Give me 3. Yes, sir. 34. On his head! Let's go, boy!
If you don't cut off the skip pass, if 2 guys are back, then talk, then you come back.
Hey, we have to trap harder so he can't see that far pass. Come on, get a quick breather. You're going to finish here.
Bring it in.
Come on. What's up?
Hey, let's get a stop. Get pressure on him. Hey.
Are you pissed because I missed shots?
2:05 left in the fourth quarter. The lead's at 10. Central Tech has the ball, an ability to maybe put this one away, but considering TBA is down 19 heading into this fourth quarter, they got it back to single digits, because that's what TBA does. A spirited squad that's never out of the game. And they're still not out of it now. And Patrick Emilian has been the guy for TBA, keeping them in it offensively. Emilian. Patrick Emilian is putting this team on his back.
Is it Patrick or is it hat-trick? The triple.
Wow. I didn't know where you were going with that at first. I forgot about that other sport. Big time shot. Patrick Emilian is putting up numbers in this fourth quarter. Ooh, Eugene Kanku had been feeling it in the third, but not here in the fourth. 1:12 left. This is winning time, folks. Chad Vincent. Yep, they let him go. They did not want to foul. 5-point lead for the Blues. Sullivan working on Issa. Issa jumping out. The defensive specialist trying to put the lockdown on Sullivan. Daves pulls it back out. Oh, that is not good offense for the Blues. Sullivan picks up the dribble. Jones missed it all. What a turn of events here in crunch time. Just, I guess it's better than a turnover, because at least the Blues burnt 24 seconds off the clock. And DeAndre Reed's brought back on, and he just pushed Kanku away from Emilian and said, I got him.
Game plan for me right now, if I'm Toronto basketball, give the ball to Patrick. That's it. Just let him create for himself.
Golazade almost traveled to Vincent. Set back by Matthew Daves. Sullivan dropping a dime with what could be the dagger provided by Isaiah Adebaboye. 20.9 on the clock. The Central Tech Blues big guns showing up when it mattered. Stay with us. We'll be back with a conclusion. Central Tech. Everybody on their feet as Canada Top Flight Academy are the first high school aged national champions in the history of Canadian basketball.
We know that it's only going to get harder, especially, everybody's going to be getting better teams, and that it just puts a target on our back. So we know we're going to have to push harder, and every game is going to be a tough game.
This year, we're trying to win it for sure. I feel like we're one of the best in the league.
Hate to interrupt that great preview right there that we were just showing of the Nationals tournament. Make sure you check that out on our YouTube channel. Raheem Sullivan just stole the ball away, and the Blues can run it out. I was just mentioning Central Tech in crunch time are deadly. Like, they don't make mistakes down the stretch. And we just saw it there, the game's hanging in the balance. Matthew Daves, who's really been silent today with a big swat on Chad Vincent. Back the other way, Raheem Sullivan with poise. Drops the dime to Isaiah Adebaboye, who's, really one of those defensive specialists for this squad, but can also score some key points. And he did just that with a little dagger down low. And the Blues just doing what they do. Who can beat this team at the National Championship Tournament in a one-and-done environment? The only loss the Blues have had this year was to Crestwood, and they were without Raheem Sullivan and DeAndre Reed. I don't know if anybody can beat this Central Tech squad in a one-and-done tourney. The ones who I would say would throw their hat into that, the Notre Dame Hounds and CTA.
Man, CTA, I got question marks all over them. A lot of inconsistency.
They lost Kaleem Sarazin, man. Like, that is huge.
Take Kaleem Sarazin out of the picture, no problem. You still have Luau Lecoq. You still have so many other pieces on that squad. On paper, that team looks like they should be the top team every year. They got size. They got David Muila, one of the best, the best center in the league.
Yep. David Muia, one of the finalists for the Defensive Player of the Year award. CTA, it's funny you say they have question marks. They still finished 11-1, led by one of the top academic players in the NPA in Aiden Warnholtz, a guy who we don't talk about nearly enough. And I know his youth sports recruitment was picking up out there in Saint Laurent. If you can't tell, Elias and I are incredibly excited for this national championship tournament, which starts next Thursday. The Central Tech Blues will head in as the number 2 seed in the national championship tournament. Raheem Sullivan letting you know and bringing in his boy, Eugene Kanku, who had a 15-point third quarter. That might have been a message to everybody else. The Hounds, Canada Top Flight Academy, GTA Prep, and everybody else in the NPA. Who's going to be able to knock off the Central Tech Blues as they finish off their regular season at 11-1? Thank you so much for joining us. Jason Tom signing off for everybody here at Central Tech. We will see you in just 7 days. Come out to Sheridan College in Brampton. Be a part of history.
Peace.